Welcome back to Video Games Anniversary of the Day. Today's video game that is celebrating a birthday is an iconic one, and that is because today's is the 30th anniversary of the arcade version of Street Fighter II Turbo. Street Fighter II Turbo was released not only for the arcade, but several systems, such as the Amiga CD32, the DOS, the 3DO, Dreamcast, Game Boy Advance, several PlayStations, Sega Saturn, just to name a few. It is the 5th installment in the Street Fighter II sub-series of the Street Fighter games, Super Street Fighter II, the new challenger. Like its predecessor, it ran on CP System 2 hardware. Street Fighter II Turbo also saw its introduction of the series' first secret character, Akuma, aka Goki in Japan. Super Turbo's defining new addition were super combos. By using special moves, you could fill your character's super meter gauge on the bottom of the screen. When it was full, you could unleash your character's most powerful move, potentially turning the tides of the entire match. Also notable was the return of Turbo Speed, introduced in Hyper Fighting and removed in Super. You could also adjust the speed yourself to multiple settings, depending on the arcade operation configurations. With an iconic game, for sure, it received iconic reception, and it didn't disappoint. It went on to become Japan's highest gross arcade game of 1994 and the 6th highest in 1995. In the United States, Super Street Fighter II Turbo was on the top earning arcade print circuit boards in May 1994. It was one of America's top 12 best-selling arcade video games in 1994. All games gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Computer and Games gave it a 94% out of 100. Electric Gaming Monthly gave it a 32 out of 40. Famitsu gave it a 29 out of 40. GameFan, 290 out of 300. GamePro, 16.5 out of 20. Next Generation, 4 stars out of 5. Digital Press, a 9.5 out of 10. Fun Generation, a 9 out of 10. Honest Gamers, a 10 out of 10. Ultimate Future Games, a 95% out of 100. And Overall Video Games, a 93% out of 100. Super Street Fighter II Turbo has been a staple in many competitions from the fighting game scenes over its inception. It was a featured game at the Evolution Championship Series, aka EVO, from 2002 all the way to 2008. Its remix version, Super Street Fighter II Turbo HD Remix, was played in 2009 and 2010. The game is also a staple at the Japanese X-Mania series of tournaments and has featured in Togeki Super Battle Opera series of tournaments in multiple times. Fun fact, Street Fighter II Turbo wasn't the original title for the arcade version. It was supposed to be Street Fighter II, the World Warrior, and also Street Fighter II Champion Edition. Many know this fact, but characters' names were changed by region. Like M. Bison in Japan is Vega. Vega in Japan is Burlog, and Burlog in Japan was M. Bison. All of this mix-up was just to avoid a lawsuit from Mike Tyson, as Barlog, the boxer in Japan, is named Mike Bison. Fun fact, Street Fighter II Turbo was the first to introduce the combo system. Street Fighter II Turbo for the Super Nintendo provided an instruction manual that provided extensive backstory for all the characters that were playable, including their birthdays, blood type, height, and weight. As of right now, Ryu, according to the pamphlet, is 60 years old. In the manual, it states his birthday is July 21st, 1964, making him 60 in 2004. Well, going to be 60 in 2004. The two guys from the introduction scene are named Scott and Max. And for all you Chun-Li lovers, did you know that they almost ran out of memory because of the tights? According to designer Akira Yoshida, she was originally planned to be wearing pants, but they didn't look right. So stockings were added. They ended up respriting them up to 3 times and nearly running out of time during the deadline and memory. I personally remember playing this game for the first time in my local library, the arcade edition, and playing Ken Masters because I love the color red. And ever since then, he has been my main. Let me know in the comments below, where and when was your first time playing any Street Fighter game? And who was your main? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.